Dale a share.
Ahí está, ahí estamos. Creo.
No.
No, aún no. Mira.
A ver, share screen. No. No, no me sale. No, en share estoy compartiendo mi.
Conmigo.
Sí,
¿Sí?
dice comenzó hace 15 segundos, creo.
Dice que comenzó hace 15 segundos, pero no sé si nos están viendo.
Sí, ya estás en vivo, Jay. No, no me sale. No, en share estoy compartiendo.
Sí, sí. Se perdió.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here this afternoon. My name is Jay. I'm from Aguana and a technical recruiter. I want to share some knowledge that we know as a recruiters. And it's basically to talk about how to do an interview and not die trying. So basically, I know it's not very easy, especially since we're used to directing contact, and now that we have this situation to be a remote, we have to be speaking online all the time. So I want to show you or give you some tips for a better interview. I'm sure you will feel confident, better prepared for any calls that you should have in English. Um, So basically, this is one of the points, some of the points that we're going to talk more deeply during this conversation. I will let you know in a few minutes. So first, perform and technical tests. So most important for me is to prepare yourself beforehand in a technical aspects. Often the recruiter will tell you what platform is going to use for your video call. It could be Google Meet. I think that's the more popular for us as a recruiters, but we also use Zoom and also Teams. Make sure you comply with the following points. So if you don't have any issue, you won't have any issue during the call. Also test your camera, microphone. You can do that also beforehand, one day before. If you don't have any time, you can do it maybe a few minutes before the interview. Make sure the camera is working. Make sure the microphone is working. You have that tools in Google Meet or Zoom or Teams. So basically, check if they working well and be ready for the call, and also check your internet signal. So that is very good to check your internet signal, as sometimes you are with not very good internet supplier. So uh, make a test before your interview. If you're having a poorly signal, check with your internet supplier. But if you don't have time, because if you're already panicking because the interview is starting in 5 minutes, so what you need to do is use the cable and plug into the router into your device or computer laptop. So that's the best way to have a really good signal, and you won't having a problem for your interview. All right, so next one will be choose a quiet place. Another thing that is very difficult because some of the candidates have jobs, so they have to work. They have to work. They have to do the interview sometimes in the workplace. If not, if the candidate is a junior or is still studying at the university, so they have an interview there. So I give you a suggestion. You have to try to find a quiet place, a place where you can be in peace and you don't have a lot of noise, because it's not really good when we have this candidate and ask us to repeat because there are a lot of noise in the area where they are having the interview. So my suggestion here is try to be in a pleasant place. Remember that you are the one that made the call, so you have the calendar, and you can check what is the day and what is the time. Make sure that you have the best time and the best day for you, So you could be maybe at home, or you could be in another place which is quiet. Another thing that I think is dress for the occasion. As we know, we are in a virtual world, remote world, so they won't see you. But it's really good that if you're having an interview, be dressed up. In the case of men's, I don't say to be with a tie or something like that, because obviously we're talking about developers, but try to be with a nice t-shirt or shirt. In the case of women's too, try to dress properly. Remember that this is the first time, the first impression that you will have with the recruiter, or if it's not recruiter, with the client. So try to wear really good, nice clothes, and that will be better. And also try to make contact face to face with the recruiter. All right. Number four will be prepare your answers. So candidates don't know that question will be, but I can tell you that most of the time there are similar questions with any other company. So recruiters, they may have the similar questions. I can give you some questions that you may have in the future. So one of them will be your greatest strength. What is your weakness? What will be your salary expectation? How do you handle the pressure? So that's a few questions that you may have in any interview. Not with only Awana, you can have it with any other company. So similar questions. We just want to check if the candidate is it has what it takes, and also we try to check the English, because sometimes the English is not really good. So we try to break the ice with these questions. Number five will be look at the camera. One sec. Okay, number five. So look at the camera. I know it seems like it's something very easy to do, but sometimes with developers, especially with developers, we have candidates with one, two, or three monitors. We don't know if the person is paying attention, but they are. The problem here is they are not looking at the camera where they're having an interview. Sometimes they are carrying working, or they carry on doing something, coding test or something like that, and they having an interview. So we want to know and make sure that the person knows where is the monitor that having the camera on. So make sure that you are watching us, and we will be. It will be a pleasant interview, because we know that the person is taking us seriously. So number six, speak clearly and slowly. That is one of the things that we have a lot. Basically, we are in South America or Central America, and we have a little bit accent. So our accent is a little strong. Sometimes we have a good English, but we don't understand each other, because we, as a recruiter, we can understand the accent. So if you want to improve that, my suggestion is to speak slowly. Give a few seconds for the recruiter to ask the question, and then reply. So I will say 2 or 3 seconds when the question is finished. So then you can reply. So like that, you will have a clear conversation, and you will understand everything that they might say in the interview. So number seven, really good. I think this is for everybody. Be punctual, so be on time. For a virtual job interview, we not only show your interest, it obtain the contract, but also that you are a responsible person. And this is everywhere. I love when I have a candidate that is waiting at least 1 minute before I start the conversation, and no way I know that I have to wait like 8 or 10 minutes before the candidate start. This is not really good, and I give you a really bad impression. Say like you are not interested in the position, or you are not interested in this interview, and we are the first person that will give you this access to the role with the client. So for us, it's really good to say to the client, okay, a really good point from the candidate is he was or she was on time. and they give you more points in the interview. Number eight, learn to highlight your strength. And this is easy for you developers as for you to have this knowledge in technology languages. It's very easy to manage this at this point, as you should know what exactly you're really good at. So, example, if I'm having a full stack, I'm asking a few questions about what do you prefer? You prefer to be a backend, a front end? Just be honest. Just saying, if you are a full stack, you like to be more like backend. Just say to us, and this is not an issue. I mean, if we know that you are more like backend, we will find roles for you in a backend area. If you love to be a front end and back end, that's not a problem. We still have roles, but the issue here is when you lie to the recruiter and saying like you are a full stack, but you are not completely full stack. So for me, it's better if you being honest and show everything that you have. So you have a strength in a technology language that we need for the role, if you have maybe a plus in the role that we need to know, that will be your time to learn, to let us know that you are really good for this position. um Number nine is so nervous. I mean, it is really easy to be nervous. I think that you don't know, developers is sometimes the recruiters, we are nervous too, when we have this conversation with you. Sometimes we are lost on time, so we have like 3, 4, 5 interviews a day. For us, it's really complicated to don't be nervous in different calls, even if we've been here for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So relax. What you need to know is, you are a one-to-one interview. So don't don't be just don't be stressed out because it's not a lot of people watching you. What you need to know is, the person that is in front of the camera is just helping you, because we as a recruiter, we are trying to help. We are trying to give you the best job you ever have, you ever wonder. And it's not a reason to be nervous. I think the contrary, you should be relaxed with us, and learn about the conversation we're having. And then I know you, after this conversation, you will be doing better with the client. As soon as you pass the interview, we will find a role, and obviously you will have this conversation with the client, which is normally is a one-to-one call too. So this is what I have to say about interviews, what you need to do as a developers, what you shouldn't do. There are a few things that you shouldn't do is, don't when you have an interview, switch on the camera, as I say. Try to be on time. Ask the questions too. I mean, if you are a candidate and you have a question for us, for the recruiters, ask many questions you can, so you feel clear about the role that you may have in the future, and know about our company. Awana is a nice company, and we're trying to help everybody and all the developers in South America and Central America. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. That's a very good presentation and also a very good information that we have right now. I want to go back to this, especially in these answers, right? We don't have any questions so far. So, if you can let us know a little bit about how we can respond, I don't know, maybe they tell me about yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
or yeah,
Of course.
whatever
So
you want.
basically, the first question that I asked is, tell me a little bit about yourself. Basically, what we do as a recruiter is we share the CV and we share the LinkedIn page, but in the end, we want to know more information, details. So I asked them to tell me something they relate to the conversation. So that will be like technical languages. That will be like a work experience, That will be anything like they feel they want to share. And sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes the conversation are that good that I don't stop them. I just listening to what they have to say, and sometimes they answer all my questions before I ask. When I have this kind of candidate, I just leave it for 6, 7, or 8 minutes for the conversation, and I will just say in the end that I have all information that I need, and I don't have to ask many questions because they already tell me. One of the other questions that I ask is something that he or the person agree or disagree. That will be so to know about teams. So sometimes they start saying, "Oh, we disagree with the product manager, or we agree with the CEO." So and we what we do is tell me a little bit about what happens in there. So what you agree more with the product manager than the CEO, and then what they will tell you, so I feel more confident with the product manager because, and they will just tell you the history, and you will learn more from the candidate. So you will know that the person have some maybe some issue or maybe some good in strength in the project that he's doing by telling you everything by question by question.
Wow, that's amazing. And I have a question here, Jay. Tell me or tell us, right, what a recruitment or a recruiter actually evaluates in the interview. What competences or what kind of profile you are usually evaluate.
Yeah, so what we do here is first, obviously, the English is very important because our clients are, most of them are English speakers. So what we need to do is let them talk. So if they have a lot of conversation and they carry on talking without stopping in the conversation, that for us is really good. What I take is the experience that they have. Normally they tell us a history about a company that they love, a project that they love, and this is really good because we take in advantage what we need to tell the client. When we finish the conversation, we can go and say to the client, okay, look, this person works in a company A, and he loves to do X and do Z. So for us it will be really easy to show that this person is really interested in the role. So sometimes we have this candidate that they don't have time to talk, and that's a kind of candidate that we try to evaluate again. So I'm not saying they are really bad. I'm just saying some candidates are at work, some candidates are doing something else at the moment of the interview, and they don't take much attention to the interview, and that's not really good. So if you're having an interview and you are the person that made the schedule of the interview, so you must know that that time, Friday 3 p.m., you must be really clear. You have your answers in your table, and you have your clear mind. So if you are telling me that Friday 3 p.m. you are busy, so you were the one that point the interview in the beginning. So because we don't provide the calendar, we don't say you have to make the call this day. No, the candidate have to do that. So for us it's like they have plenty time to do it.
Okay. And usually in most of the interviews, right, there are also the salary expectation, right? And all I think all the people that you interview have this question about the salary. So here, especially in the question about what are your salary expectations, what you will say, what you will be your recommendation to give the people that are listening to us now.
My recommendation here is with a candidate, they have to check first. They have to check first the business where they are. So, example, I would say if a developer are less than 3 years, they are like junior. So, if you are a junior, depends of what you know, the technology language. Obviously, you will know how much salary you should earn. So I have a few people that are like mid level and they want to earn more like a senior. So my recommendation here is check first what exactly the salaries are in the business at the moment. I give opportunity to we always ask like what is your salary expectation, and they know because in the role that we send sometimes we send with a salary range, so they can be. It's about experience. If you have a lot of experience, obviously you can go to up the level and you get the salary the salary up to the example 7,000, I would say. But if you don't have a lot of experience and you are a mid level or junior, you can't go that way because obviously you need more experience and you need to go all the way up to the senior or any bigger level. So I will say it's difficult. It's difficult in this business to say what will be the salary. That also different in countries because there is a salary, a different salary expectations in different countries. But we don't say example as a recruiter you should this or you should tell me this. No, we give you as a question and you can tell me. If you tell me 15,000 a month, I will just take it as okay. I won't say okay that's too much or I will say that's too little. We never say anything. We just keep quiet and just follow the procedure.
Okay, so interesting. Here we have a question from Mir Centeno, and he asked if I want to apply for a job, can you share your calendar to set up an interview? Thanks.
Yes, of course. I mean, we have talent pooling at Awana, so they can go to the website and they can follow the steps and they will see different recruiters. Obviously, if I'm one of them, they will show my calendar and they will ask a few questions. So what we do is we ask for the CV, we ask for the profile, LinkedIn profile, and it's much better if they have the profile in English because, as I said before, our clients are English speakers, so they don't speak Spanish or Portuguese if they are from Brazil. So they will ask a few questions, and I will receive that in my calendar. And as I say, they are the one that can make the interview. So I will just say yes. I always say, I mean, it's automatically. I won't even say no. As per the CRM that we use, it's automatically saying yes.
Okay, thank you very much. We have another question here from Eduardo Salazar. What are some questions I should ask the company to make sure I want to work with them? How can I ask about extra hours?
Okay, that's when you have the job in a company. I mean, if you want to ask for the overtime, you have to go to your product manager or you have to go to your manager. Asking questions in the interview, I think I believe he tried to I tried to understand what he said. Asking questions in the interview will be like, I have these kind of questions like, who is Awana? How you will help me to get this job? How are you going to pay me? And all these questions I'm open to answer. I mean, we are honest company. We don't need to hide anything from everybody. What I do to these candidates when they ask, I feel more comfortable with them because I know they want to get the job and they are interested in what we are and what we can do. So ask as many questions you want. You want to ask for contracts and everything. I will answer in the interview. Don't be afraid. I mean, it's not like we're going to. If I'm telling you, if another company as a recruiter, as not Awana, uh, get angry because you're asking that kind of question, that's a red flag. I mean, I won't just carry on with that company because you have to just be honest.
Okay. And how you think we can approach if we want to ask for extra hours? Like if I have to work more or something like that, is not like a little bit like too hard to ask?
It is not hard, but the issue here is that we work with flexible companies. And when we work with that kind of company, it's difficult to get overtime. I mean, we are used to here in South America where you have companies that you work 8 hours and then they give you 3 or 4 hours more. That will be overtime. But when you work with American companies, most of the time they give you I will say they will give you an application like Jira or something, and you will just carry on with your project, and you don't need to work like overtime. But if you want to work overtime, obviously you can ask. Maybe let's say it's a full stack. His role at the moment is backend. Maybe he can go to the product manager or the manager and ask if they want to, if they have a few hours in the front end area, or if they have extra hours in a different area. But as I say, in American companies, it's difficult for them to give overtime. Maybe they have a special kind of job, but it's not often that they do like overtime. I know we are used to here in South America to do that, but American companies they don't often do that.
Yeah, that's a little bit of cultural
Yes.
environment. Yeah. Here we have another question, Jay. It's Omar Ramirez, and he asked you. You have some of the recruiters in the interview said to him, "You have 10 minutes. 10 minutes, sorry, to ask whatever you want. You have 10 minutes to ask, and I don't know what to ask. What do you recommend here?"
What I say in the beginning of the conversation is I introduce myself and I say what we are here to know more about the candidate. But in the same conversation, I say in the end of the conversation, you may ask a few questions. I don't say how long do you have to ask me. So like I don't have 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Maybe in the end of the conversation, the interview, I will they will ask me a few questions. As I say, I'm glad to answer, but I don't give you this like you have 10 minutes and in 10 minutes you have to answer any questions. If you don't have any questions, I mean, I always finish with the recommendation, say like we can invite you to our community. We at a part of Awana, we have this community and it's awesome. I mean, we have people in there as seniors, junior, mid level. We have front end, back end. And what we do, if they don't have that question, I will have this a few couple of seconds to show that in the end of the conversation, I will send the link for that community and they can join anytime they want to be there. And no, because we have a lot of information to give you to the next level. Like we help them to organize the LinkedIn page, or maybe to be in a camp, because we also as Awana, we have this part of the camps. Like they have like English camp and other camps like you can get more knowledge if you are a junior or mid level. Even if you are a senior or you want to know more for another technology language, we can help them.
Okay, perfect. Here we have another question from Roberto. How can we have a reference about salaries abroad? Here we have also, I want to add something to Roberto. Here in Awana, we have our salary calculator in our web, so you can see that also in our webs. But I don't know if Jay can say something about this.
You can go to the website, Roberto, and yes, you will have the calculator there. As I said before, every company, every country is different. In our case, the companies are different, but they are in the schedule, in the calculator. Normally, the difference is not that much. So I will say go to the website, check the calculator. If you are not happy with that information that you have at Awana, you can go and check in the business or any other company and check what exactly is the salary range that you may have.
Yes, here you have also in some pages like Glassdoor, some companies, some international companies have this part of salary that you can see the salary that they have. Also, LinkedIn salary is a good reference here, but I think in Ecuador it's not working so well. So, but it's a good reference to know a little bit about more salaries. Okay, Uh,
What I can
for
say, just
you,
a second,
uh-huh.
the only thing I can say is we have competitive salaries. It's not like if we are not in America, that doesn't mean that we can earn the same salary that people that are living in America. I have many examples like people, the developers that are being getting or helping them to get hired. They have
Mhm.
really good salaries. And the good thing to be a remote company is like they can be anywhere. So you can be anywhere in South America or Central America. Maybe you want to move to United States. I mean, you're free to go because you just need an internet supplier and you need a device. With that, we will be happy wherever you are, as long as you just commit to the company.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. We have here another question from Mia. For you, it's better to say my salary expectation by month or year?
We ask the question, and we always say in American dollars by month or by year. It doesn't matter if you want to say by month or if you want to say by year, if you have the calculator or you want to say by year. Why we say that? Because in American companies, they work with the salary by year. So we in South America, we love to have the salary by months because we think
Mhm.
that it's more money. But in the end, if you calculate it uh,
Yes.
by 12 will be the same salary. But yeah, that we ask, and sometimes if we have people, example, calling in like Bolivia or Brazil, sometimes
Mhm.
they give us or Mexico, they will give you the currency from there. It makes us difficult, but we have a phone in our hands, so we can make the calculation with the currency. But it's much better if the candidate have the salary expectation in dollars because it will be easier for us.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good tip. Maybe you have like this opportunity to make the exchange, but some recruiters they don't have most of the time to make the exchange
Yeah,
in the interview.
yeah,
So yeah, I think you have to be prepared with the dollar expectations because you are applying for
yeah, and it is
for
difficult
U.S.
because
companies.
sorry, Mosi. I say it's difficult for us because we don't mind what country we're calling it. So if we see a developer example in El Salvador, so when we call the person in Salvador, we are not like okay, we are calling this kind of country. No, we call any country in South America, Central America. We are open to any country in South America, Central America. We don't mind to call. I mean, I've been having this kind of role that they want a developer, and it's really difficult because the technology language is not very easy to find. I've been
Mhm.
looking even in Suriname, so imagine how we find people anywhere. And the good thing with Awana is we can pay anywhere in any country I don't know. I won't say in the world because we are a medium company, but in a couple of years we will say that we can go to Japan or something like that. So at the moment we are focusing in South America and Central America.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
We have here another question, Jay. Are there any questions you should ask to a recruiter, but not to a company? I don't know if there's different questions here from for the recruiter and different questions for the company. You can tell us a little bit about that.
So for the recruiter, you can ask, what about who is Awana, or how we're going to get paid, that kind of question you can ask to us. But when you go to a client, I mean, the best thing that you can ask to the client is what exactly are you going to do, because the client knows what exactly you're going to do, what kind of work are you going to do, what application we're going to use, who is going to be in my team, how many people are going to be in my team. So that kind of question you can ask to the client, because we don't have that kind of that information. We have basic information, but when you pass our round, I will say the first interview with us, with the recruiter, then you can go and get further information with the client. Sometimes they ask me in the interview with me, I will say, if you go further with the second interview with the client, then you can ask as much as information you can get for the job.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Jay. And I think we don't have any questions. We are going to step a little bit about the question from our viewers. I want to ask you about the question about the weaknesses. In some cases, like we don't want to show our weaknesses for the recruiters, right? We want to be part of the job, or we want the job. So what are your recommendations or tips here about what to say in the weaknesses part that it's very hard to say?
It is a hard question, and taking that question in all my interviews, in almost in the end of the conversation, when you feel the person just break the ice and they are more happy because they've been answering many questions. Well, I mean, I don't have many questions, but like after six questions, my question here is, I've been listening to all the things good that you have, but tell me something that you are not really good at. And they look at me and like, wow, you asking me for something that not really good. And they feel like in an interview, that it should be an interview for positive things. But also, we want to know something that you are not really good. So, example, if you say that you know this and this and this, it must be something that in that work situation, it must be something that you are not really good at. But they take time. I mean, sometimes they have like a minute of silence or 2 minutes of silence before answer. Um, normally what I do is I help them. I say, okay, you are from Ken, right? Yes. Okay. Maybe you don't like to be a backend, so they just carry on say, yeah, I don't like this kind of technology language because this and this and this, and they carry on and they give me more information and more information. And in the end, you are like, okay, I know this person doesn't like to be a backend, but he's a really good front end. Or example is if I'm interviewing someone like is a DevOps and asking something for, I don't know, designer, obviously he will say, I don't like to be a designer because my technology or what I do or what I concentrate myself is to be a DevOps. But yes, it is good to know the negative or the weakness of the person, even if it's difficult for the person to tell you. But I will always ask, and the candidate will be like, I always have like 1 or 2 minutes silent. I always tell like, okay, this is what I think maybe you are bad of, or this is something that maybe you could be improving. But yeah, in the end, they always tell me what exactly they are not really good at.
Okay, and I want to ask you the another question about the greatest strength. What should we say in here?
So when I ask that, it's like we know already a little bit of the candidate because we've been already in the profile and we know about the technology language that we are looking and we're looking for the role and the technology language that the candidate has. But we want to have more knowledge. We want to have details. So example, I give you, if the person know a lot of JavaScript, I will say, from 1 to 10, how much do you give to JavaScript? And they will tell me, I don't know, 8, 9. I will say, okay, give me something that you have done with JavaScript, and if they love to work with that technology languages, obviously they will give you a lot of details, and in the end, they will give you the whole information how they make a project. Maybe they make a project from scratch using that technology language. And it's nice for them to also discuss and talk more about what they love to do.
Wow, and here comes a question also with the the programs. Sorry, what happen if I'm not good or I don't have a lot of experience? I don't know in Java or in Python, but I want to apply for that kind of position. What you will recommend to say about this?
If you are applying, well, I mean, let's say it's an example. It won't happen because we as a recruiter we get a profile with the roles that we need. Obviously, we get if we see somebody that doesn't have what we're looking for, I won't be contacting this person. But example, if I have a call from the talent pool that we have from the website, and the person is applying for a JavaScript or a Python, let's say a Python, let's change it for Python, and the person is saying like, I know Python, but maybe in the university, but I haven't tried or haven't practiced Python. What we do with this candidate is, obviously we do already, we do the interview. I don't, I never block anybody. I just carry on with the interview. In the end of the conversation, I will just tell them that they need more experience, and that kind of candidate are the people that we invite to our community, so we can teach them a little bit more, let them know that they are in our database, and anybody that are in our database, they will get a job sooner or later. But for that point of view, they will be in our community, and we will help them to carry on and to progress, and to have more experience in whatever technical language they need.
Okay. And I think I promise I think this is the last question for
That's fine.
you, Jay. What do you think it's more important here, the technical skills or the soft skills?
I believe technical skills. I mean, both of them are good. I mean, exactly. I mean, there is no one less than the other one. I would
Mhm.
say if you have technical skills, very good, but you also need soft skills. I mean, you need both of them. If you have both of them, you are in the next level. But I won't say which one is better than the other one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Jay, for your presentation and for your time and for responding all the questions that our community and viewers tell and ask us today. So thank you again, and thank you everybody who joined from this new uh, type of bonus session that we have live, and this will be recorded in our platform of YouTube, so you can see it anytime you want. And I don't know, Jay, if you want to say something, just say goodbye.
Well, I just want to say, don't be scared. I mean, you have what we need. I mean, if you are a developer, you are one foot ahead. It's easier for us to get you a job, even if it's not, if you, the issue that you have is English. We can help you with that. We can send you to the English camp, and we've been helping people. We have a lot of people helping, and they have already jobs with really good companies, really good clients. I will say, if you have any questions, if you feel like something is not quite right, just ask. I mean, you have most of the people that we have, they are in the community, and you have senior level there. You have people that can help, even if there are no developers. If we, as a recruiter, can help you, because we have been in this field for a long time, maybe we have the answer, and make you feel more confident to get the job that you're looking for. Your job dream is just next door, and you never know when you're looking for I will say salary expectation like 2,000, and then you get something for 10,000, and you
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
Or you've been spending your time for 10 years in a company that they are not appreciating you. This is maybe in South America, maybe a company in United States or any other country will help you to get to what you need. The economy will help you. I mean, that's the best scenario that we can give you.
Yes, thank you very much, Jay. I just want to end saying to you, to our community and our viewers, that our next cohort of the English camp it's on, so you can get in. We start our next cohort of the English camp in June 13th. So this is super important for you to know if you want to be prepared. Yeah, and Jay, it's not gonna let me lie to you. English is very, very important to practice, to level up your skills, and to have more opportunities to get the job that you want. So if you think that you have a little bit of, I don't know, if you are scared of talking in English, or I don't know how to manage an interview, this is a really good opportunity with our camps, especially with our English camp that is launching in June 13th. So yeah, that's all. Thank you, Jay, for your participation, and thank you everybody who listened to all our presentation. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much,
Thank you,
and see
Monty.
you. Bye.
Es